Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of Death Drop Gorgeous. Death Drop Gorgeous is a 2020 horror comedy that follows a bartender who's down on his luck and an aging drag queen as they try to navigate and survive when a serial killer wreaks havoc on their bar. Death Drop Gorgeous was one of the selections for the 2020 CinemaQ Film Festival, a Denver based film festival that focuses on highlighting queer cinema. I love me some drag queens and I love me some slasher films, so I was excited just on the poster, which is freaking awesome. And this one is a little bit hard to review because I appreciate the vision, I appreciate the effort on a micro budget that was on display here, but I cannot say this was a good film. So I'm going to try to keep this brief and succinct as we talk about Death Drop Gorgeous, starting off with our positives. My biggest positive, personally, is Gloria Hole. The aging drag queen of this film is delightful. She is certainly the star of the show and steals every scene that she's in. And I do think Michael McAdams, who plays Gloria Hole in the film, does a wonderful job of bringing out that campy horror that you're expecting, but actually balancing it very nicely with some more heavier dramatic beats that they are asked to perform. A really nice performance and a wonderful character. And this film in general is at its peak when it is dealing with the drag queens. When we're focusing on these different drag queens and they're interacting with one another, the film is a whole lot more fun than, well, all the rest of it. And that's not to say that the drag queens are great actors by any means, but if there is one thing a drag queen knows how to do, it is entertain and bring some fun to the situation, and these drag queens certainly fulfilled that role. I also think that the cinematography is very nice. The film looks really cool, particularly that third act is stunning. It's beautiful. And honestly, the third act period is far and away the best part of this film. It fully finds its footing in that campy horror comedy genre and goes with it. Up until then, I don't think it really caught the balance needed, but it unleashes in that third act for a really fun finale. Plus, if you do like gore, particularly, there's a lot of blood. There are some inventive kills. There are some really gruesome moments. So if a good old C grade schlocky horror film is up your alley, you'll probably have some fun here. So then, what doesn't work so well when it comes to Death Drop Gorgeous? Well, again, I don't want to go too far into these because it's very clear that there wasn't a budget here. There isn't a studio behind this by any means. So we're not going to go too harsh in here. However, some of the aspects that should have been great were the lip syncs from the drag queens. And there are some good ones. Again, Gloria Hole steals the show when it comes to the lip syncs. But pretty much every other lip sync in this is not good. Queens aren't even like properly lip syncing the song. I do think some of it was intentional, but it just didn't work. I think they should have just given a good lip sync. Plus, regardless of budget, I think we could have done more when it came to like filling that club or creating atmosphere at the club itself. Extras are something that you can easily get. You don't need actual actors in those slots. We all have family and friends that we could have gotten to fill out that room a little bit. And once again, sometimes it's very intentional, but others, it's meant to be this big, grand ball of a party. And we weren't able to really replicate that. The script also is not great. A lot of the acting, particularly from our main guy, is not great. Really, our acting across the board outside of Glory Hole is not very good. And as I said, those first two acts, I really struggled to get into this film because it really leaned one way or another, and it never found that horror, comedy, campy vibe that you're hoping for until and then it finally hits its stride when the film is about to end. Overall, Death Drop Gorgeous isn't really even a B level film. It's more like a C level film, and it appropriately takes itself about that seriously. It does know what it is. It is a schlocky, campy horror film that relies on drag queens to give the best performances, and it doesn't pretend to be anything but that. So as I said before, if you are into schlocky horror films, if you don't mind some clunky dialogue and not that great of acting with your gore and guts, if you're a fan of drag queens in films, then I think you should still give this a chance and decide for yourself what you think of Death Drop Gorgeous. There will be those that have a lot of fun with it, and then there will be plenty who are like, oh my gosh. So that is my review of Death Drop Gorgeous. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and click like down below and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on my latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see Death Drop Gorgeous? And what is your favorite campy horror film? Let me know either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your continued support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!